lonely years, nothing had a chance to ever be good. Nothing ever could. I'll keep holding on. Gotta keep holding on. I'll keep holding on. Never let go, no, no, no. I'll keep holding on. Gotta keep holding on. I'll keep holding on. Hold, hold, holding, Just keep holding on. No matter how tired, gotta just keep holding on. Weary as you may seem, much money now. Keep holding on. No matter how tired, babe. Gotta just keep holding on. Weary as you may seem, gotta just keep holding on. No matter how tired, gotta just keep pressing on. Weary as it may seem, gotta just keep holding on. No matter how tired, gotta just keep pressing on. Weary as it may seem, gotta just keep holding on. Gotta just keep pressing on. Think it's a love song, pull back, pulsate. See, gonna keep on holding on. Never let
Hi guys, and welcome to our 17th official episode of the Jesus Girl Entertainment podcast. This is our 17th official episode for the entire podcast, but it's only our 7th episode for the season that we're in, which is Pure Heart Co, translated Pure Heart and Company. And so tonight, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are, I am coming with a word of encouragement for those of you who may feel like you don't qualify, right? So the title that we're going to be talking about is Unlearn to Relearn, and then the subtopic is Consistency is Key. So every time you guys get on, I'm pretty upbeat, very positive, and I've learned that is a strength. The Bible even declares that the joy of the Lord is your strength. But there are times that I feel low. There are times that I get discouraged. There are times that I feel as if maybe this is not, I don't know what there are times that I feel like not as strong as I do on other days. And so today I didn't want to come on and put on a facade. I didn't want to come on and do a play. I wanted to come on and really encourage some people who may find themselves in that place. And so because it's Soulful Soul Care Sunday, is really a good day, an appropriate day for us to talk about this thing. So let's just go right into it. So unlearn to relearn, basically what that means is that you unlearn something bad, something negative, in order to relearn something good, something new. For me, that applies to my Christian faith. It also applies to mothering. It also applies to being a good friend. It also applies to being a good steward over the things that God has given me. So has that all just come naturally with deciding to walk with God, deciding to pursue a relationship with Jesus Christ? No, it has not. No, it has not. I know the difference for me now is that not only do I know right from wrong, but I have, like, if I'm going down the wrong path, I feel strongly that God leads me and redirects me on the right path. And my conscience won't allow me to go down those paths. But there are still some times that I feel as if, like, okay, for instance, I'm multi-gifted. For many people that are multi-gifted, I've yet to meet one person that was just straight 10s in every single one of their gifts. It's very rare. They do exist, but it's very, very rare. So for me, I'm multi-gifted, but I'm not straight 10s across with all of my gifts. Some of my gifts are really, really good, and some of them in areas are very, very weak. And so with the consistency is key piece, I'll talk to that right now. I got asked to do something today. And I really wanted to talk to this because, and building you all up, I also build up myself. I got asked to do something today with a gift that I don't use that often. And in my opinion, it didn't turn out so good. Of course, because I have watered all of the people that surround me, I speak well to those people and I built them up. Of course, they were very positive in building me up. But I think that you can be a good judge of yourself when it comes down to things that you do or, things that you pursue. And so that was a little bit like, almost like, okay, God, this is a weak area for me, but why am I being pulled on in this area when I clearly can do this much better? And what he revealed to me is that you're working so hard on your public performance when you're missing out on your private practice. And it was just like, yeah, that's it. The part that we don't want to do the most is the most important. It's the most effective. It's the most essential part of what it is that we're doing. We want the ending result, but we don't want the work and the process that goes with it. And so because many of us lack the discipline to practice and really actually work on the skills that God has given us, we try to over spiritualize things. And I am an advocate for fasting. I'm actually going to talk about fasting soon because I'm almost always going into a fast or coming out of a fast. And it has not always been easy, but I've done it effectively quite a few times. So I feel like I can tell other people how to do it if they're struggling or if they're, newbies when it comes down to doing that. But so we try to over spiritualize things. Well, I'm going to fast and then there's going to be this great miracle. But if you have faith enough in your fast, but you don't have the work that matches that. So if you're gonna I'm gonna fast and I'm gonna pray, the job of the Holy Spirit is to teach us and bring things back to our remembrance. But if you're not even working on it in your private time, then what is he gonna bring back to your remembrance? There are a few tests when I was in college that I went out to go and do that I passed. I knew that I didn't study the way that I was supposed to study, but it was the grace of God that got me through those. But we don't want to live life on a whim. Maybe this will happen, or maybe it won't happen. And so that unlearning to relearn is unlearning a government mentality, a government dependency mentality, and relearning the ball is in your court. You are winning. You're at the top of your game. But one of the reasons that people admire people like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, because of their work ethic. They both had experiences that disqualified them from being great players before they evolved into who it was they were supposed to be. But they had to put in the work. I was listening to a motivational speech by Kobe one time, and what he said was all of the guys were kind of getting upset, I guess, about some things that were going on with the court where they felt as if he was hogging the ball. And he said, well, if you guys, and I'm paraphrasing, you guys go look it up. I'll find it, and then I can put the link in below. So below this, I'll put it in the description box so you guys can go and look at it at your own leisure. But basically what he said is that, okay, well, I'm just going to hang out with you guys. We gonna go to, they went to the parties. They had the entire, experience. And then the next morning, he was up early, ready to work out. And they were like, oh, we're tired. They had hangovers and they didn't want to go and actually put in the work to get it accomplished. we admire people. And there's a motivational speaker. Her first name is Lisa, but I can't think of the last name. But what she said was, people are always saying that she's great, she's great, she's great. Lisa Nichols, because of what she's accomplished. And she said, no, I'm not just great, you're great too. Because by you telling me I'm great, it lets you off the hook. So we like to admire people when they finally make it all the way to where they're supposed to be. But we don't want to put in the work so that we can actually get to that place as well. For myself, because I don't have that, I don't have an elder sister by blood, and I don't have people in close proximity to me that I can pull on at all times. But I do got some praise reports to share. I've had some women of God to reach out to me that are going to be coming on a podcast for this new season that we're going into, entitled Boss Up. I'll talk more about that at the end. But because I haven't had that throughout my entire walk, there was a lot of things I had to learn on my own. And I believe God had mercy on me because he knew that a lot of things that I was being prejudged for, a lot of things that people were speaking negatively against me about, were things that I just didn't know. My spiritual, the woman of God that really grew me into knowing more about God in the beginning of my faith, one thing that she would say when I used to speak with her is that I don't have a problem with ignorance, but I can't stand stupid. And when she would say that, she would say it with so much aggression and authority. But I understood what she meant, because ignorance means that you just don't know, while stupidity is you have the ability to know, but you're just refusing to know. Like, I can do better at this, but I'm just refusing to know. So, for example, what took place with me today, I didn't like the feeling of leaving a podium or leaving an experience without giving it my best. I know that I can do better. I can perform better than I did. But the fact that I didn't, it made me feel bad, because I know that I know on the inside of me that I can do better than that. But why didn't I do better than that? Because you're only going to get out what you put in. So unlearning the fact that I can just, because I'm gifted, because I feel as if God is with me, I can just wing things. And relearning or learning that you have to study this, and not just study this, because if you're multi-gifted, there are different things that God is going to expect from you at different times. That one particular area I kind of leave on the shelf, the trophies that you allow to gather dust, because you never think that you're going to use it that often, but you never know when God's going to pull on it. And so because that's something that I'm aware that may be pulled in the future, and I never want to experience that again, I'm willing now to learn the proper way to do it, so that I can't blame it on ignorance, and it won't be viewed as just completely whatever else, but because I want to give him my best in every area of my life. I just want to give it to him. I just want to give him the best that I have, because he's the only one who knows what to do with it. And if I give him the best that I have, even today, I feel that even with what I did today, because it was the best that I could do without studying, without practicing, without actually putting in the work, that was pleasing, because it was the best I could give at that time. I don't feel as if that was a failure. It was probably like a C. But I didn't come on here to I came on here to encourage. I just want to encourage you. Learning new things is hard. They got a saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Not to compare anybody to an animal, or to even speak in that regard. But when you grow up in age, it's kind of hard to learn new things. I actually went to the gym for the first time in a while. I generally go to a regular gym where they have machines and stuff like that, but I went to a kickboxing gym this past week. I used to box in my youth, and I love the sport. I still love the sport. I watch it, and I watch it as if I want, people get excited about basketball and football. I'm not too much into those things. Basketball's okay, but I really love the sport of boxing. So I went to the kickboxing gym, and when I was there were different bags set up, bags for boxing and bags for kickboxing. And when it came down to doing the things that I knew how to do, I was pretty good at those things. But when it came down to doing things that I had never done before, it was like I was terrible at it. And this is this is really, really good, because the things that I wasn't that good at, I was like, I don't want to do this. Okay, next station, because I'm not good at this. But then failing to realize that the areas that I was good at, I had to learn those areas. So in this new season, allow yourself to be open, to be trained in those areas. You may not have a physical trainer like myself. Certain things I have to learn on my own independently. I have to do my own research. I have to figure out things on my own. And sometimes God allows it to be that way because he wants to be the only one who gets the glory out of your life. There were too many people that were willing to take the credit. Too many situations that I left out of, that people were taking the credit for my entire life. I mean, my life. Not just, different accomplishments, but my life. I mean, not, Jesus. I mean, really. My entire life, in my youth. But as I grew up, God sent me people that, were willing to give God the credit. But when I was still in the world with so many people, and one person in particular, they know who they are. I made you, really having that mentality that they did whatever they did, and that's what made you who you are. And so many of the things I have to learn on my own currently, and that's not to say he won't eventually send the right people to teach me or to train me, but the things that I'm learning on my own right now is just, sometimes it feels like, wow, I wish I had somebody to show me this. But then you got to think about, I have had some people to show me different things, but they didn't have the right heart. So after them showing me something that I didn't know how to do, they went and told other people, I told this person this, or I showed them this. Or if they did something for me that I couldn't do for myself at the time, then they went and they told people, I did this and I did that. And it was very hurtful for me. And I cried about many of those things many times. And I believe this is whatever it is, I'll take her. In the book of Hosea, that's one of my favorite books. God commands Hosea to marry Gomer. But when he gives an illustration of him being married to Israel, even though they were adulterous people, meaning that they always went out after different gods and they were not faithful to him as their own God, the only true and living God. And one thing that he said is that remove out of your mouth the words of Balaam, and you will call me Ishai. Ishai means husband. And so when I first came in contact with that scripture and I found out about God referring to himself as my husband, I wrote about that. I wrote different letters about that to myself, to release whatever it is that I was experiencing. But when God takes you on full responsibility for you, there's a saying that says, if it's God's will, it's God's bill. And if he takes you fully on, that he's willing to take on everything that comes with you. Yeah. The dream candidate, whatever comes with you, it's not going to be too much. He's willing to take on everything, if you're a young woman, everything for you. And it shouldn't just be one-sided, though. You should have that same heart towards that person as well. Well, anyways, so that area was like a C, and it had me a little bit down, because when you're used to winning, if you get an average score, it's like, no, like this not gonna work. But it was revealed to me it's because you didn't practice. So I have to unlearn and relearn in that area. Unlearn the things that I was doing that I thought was right, but we're not getting a good result, and relearn the better way that's going to promise me the results that I desire. And so I have all the equipment to be able to do it. I have the books, I have the tools, but just actually using them and being consistent so that we can live a satisfying life. And when I tell you guys, I'm so I'm elated about a lot of different things. But then sometimes God is saying certain things to make you, keep you humble too. Because even having that experience, it was like, okay, yeah, bye. We still got work to do. When you have people contacting you and people, Dun and Bradstreet's calling regularly and, just discussing different things as it pertains to the business, have the representative to say, you're an awesome person and they believe in the business, and having people from different states to contact me and say they believe in it and they want to be a part of it. That is, it can be, it can puff you up if you let it, but you got to take a nice little slice of humble pie. Yeah, you may be okay in this area. I had to tell my daughter the other day, I was teaching them a praise dance, and she naturally has the genes to be able to dance. It's just engraved in her from both sides. And so she was dancing with my sister, she just need a little work in a few areas. And so she was just like, well, Mom, can we just do it one at a time? And I understood exactly why she said that, because it was pride speaking. The reason she said it is because she felt like she had, she was better, and she just wanted to show that she was. And my response was in wisdom and in love and correction, but kind. You may be a stronger person in this area, but she's stronger in an area that you're not. So maybe let's not be prideful about this. Help her, and then there's other areas that she can be able to help you. And that's why it's so important. This boss up season is going to be really, really good for entrepreneurs, for women in general, men as well. And I don't want the men to feel like they left out because it's Jesus Girl. I'm thinking I have some other ideas to launch under the same brand for the guys. I ran a few of them by my son. He was like, no. So we're working on the name for the guys, but I'm going to eventually have some guys to be guests as well and talk about different things to be able to pour into us on Freedom Fridays if they're in ministry, or to be able to just share some of their testimony and help us to walk through some of these hard times doing Sundays. So we're about at 20 minutes, which is good timing. I just want you guys to be encouraged. Unlearn to relearn. It's a process, but it's worth it if you stick at it. God is with you. God is for you. God is all that you need. Eventually he'll send in your life the rest that you need. But if you're in an area right now where you feel like you want and you desire help, it's a reason why that help is being prolonged. It's a reason why that help is not being provided at that time. God knows the intents of people's hearts, and he knows that, especially if you're new, especially like even going into business. I've had some people try to long shot me even in the beginning. They see like you're young, you're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. They see you as an opportunist, but when you got the Holy Ghost, you got discernment. So you able to call certain things. But he knows that some people will see you as an opportunity instead of an opportunity for them to have advancement versus an opportunity for them to be able to help you to advance. And so that's why a lot of the areas he won't allow, people to step into the area. So just do the best you can with what you have. With your unlearning and relearning process, and perfect those areas that concern you and that concern God, so that you can perfect it and just be, the best that you can be. And don't beat yourself up. Everything is a process. Consistency is key. So if you don't get it right the first time, just keep on trying. Just keep trying, but don't give up on it. Don't just, throw in the towel and say, this ain't gonna happen. I don't have any use of this. I don't want anything to do with this. Because that won't be that won't be the last time that you are asked to do that, or that opportunity presents itself. You just want to make sure you're ready. That's the worst thing. The worst thing is to have somebody come pick you up early and you're not ready. First of all, it is different if they come on time, but let them come a little bit early and you for sure is not ready. Let's stay ready so we don't have to get ready. So you all have a blessed and awesome week. Thank you for supporting the movement. Thank you for streaming. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for all of you who have been tuning in. We are growing together, and I am grateful and honored to be able to provide this information to people that can help them, that can uplift them, that can, encourage them to become the best version of themselves. Giving tools that I wish I would have had, when I had them. And I want to share a little short story. So one time, and I just feel like I need to share this. One time when I was on my way to work, my car ended up stopping on the highway. Well, right on the way to merge onto the highway. I was coming from Miller in Gary, towards I-65. So those of you who live in that area, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so when my car stopped, the whole line stopped because we were merging onto the highway. So for about a few minutes, we were all, the street was getting backed up and people were blowing their horns, and eventually somebody caught the revelation and got the epiphany that I wasn't going to move. The car wasn't going to move. So they started going around me. And it was at that moment that I realized that that's how life goes. And so that's how life goes. If you stop, your progress, the people that are following you, they get stopped as well. And then eventually, people start to feel as if they can, move. They have to move because they have other things and other agendas that they have to do. But I don't want us to get to the place that we feel like because we're stopped and other people are moving, or if you're stopped and other people are moving, your fruit is going to yield in your season. My car was stopped because I was having some difficulties. I was having some other issues with it, and eventually roadside assistance came and helped me, and I was able to get on my road. I was able to get back on the road and get to where it is that I was going. So with my car stopping and those other people going around me, I didn't get into a race to try to beat them. Let me start my car up and crank it so that I could, go. And I had a Cadillac, so that's the kind of car you push and the hood come up. I had no point in trying to race them or beat them. And I say that to say there may be people that are moving and it seems like they moving faster than you. It seems like they, are advancing quicker than you, but y'all going to different destinations. Those people that went around me, they weren't headed to my job. They were headed to different places. And so know that you run your own race at your own pace, in your own lane. Some things may happen. I share with you guys what happened with me in high school that prolonged my graduation process. I've also shared some things that happened with me in life that prolonged me even starting the business and moving forward in the things of God that I felt strongly He was calling me to. But even though people advanced before me, people went on before me, people graduated college before me, people did a lot of different things before me, my car was stopped. It seemed like I was at a standstill. But when it's your time, and I tell my daughter this all the time, and I believe she really got it now. When it's your time, you gonna shine. When it's your time, you gonna shine. And you ain't got to try to outbeat nobody else doing what it is that they do. Because what God gave you, He gave you. Perfect that which He gave you. Perfect it. Work on it. Build it in your private time. This is the perfect time. We still on lockdown. You're going to come out of lockdown with nothing? I mean, people have done some great things during this pandemic. You're going to come out of this pandemic with nothing? I mean, no pressure. If you just can't do it right now, that's okay. We will continue to pray for you, continue to encourage you until you get into that place. But when it's time for you to move, don't feel like, because everybody else went so fast, you got to try to race and now beat them. But at least you can be able to show your whatever it is that you brought together. It may be small to somebody else, but it's something great to you because it came, like the song Jessica Reedy sings, something out of nothing. God was capable of making something out of nothing. And so that's all I have for you all this Soulful Soul Care Sunday. Unlearn to relearn and know that consistency is a key. So I may not, and this too, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get off of here. When I moved to Minnesota, there are people here from all around the world. So it's like different. You look at a person, you think that they're African American, but they may be Somalian. They may just be African and not born in America at all, or any other thing. And then when you get to tell, you get to sharing stories about, like, you know, hardship and different things that you go through, think it not strange when you're talking to somebody that looks like they come from the same background, are of the same race, that knows nothing about what you're talking about. Unlearn to relearn. There are some people that were not in poverty, that have never experienced poverty. And you can't allow that to be offensive. Like, what? You don't know about ramen noodle? You can't be offended by that. You got to be able to talk in every arena. And that's why I said consistency is the key, because it's a process. But it's one day at a time. And it's realizing that it's a process means that I'm not just accepting my now and making it my end all to be all. But I'm allowing God to shape me, to mold me, to fix areas in me every single day. Every single day. They used to say, step by step until you make it into the kingdom. That's the ultimate goal, heaven. Making sure that I'm crossing my T's, I'm dotting my I's, and I'm spending that downtime being consistent and working on the things that He's entrusted with me, so that I can bring Him back increase, so that when my days are over, I can say, I did this. This is this and this and this. This is what I accomplished. So you all have a great week, an awesome week. Be willing to unlearn to relearn, because there's some great things on the other side of what you used to know or what you used to do. And know that if God be for you, you got more than enough. God bless you, and God keep you.
Say that you're not afraid, you're just fine. Got it all figured out this time, and all of the plans you made will work out. Deep inside you have your doubts, but you're clinging to your pride, and you just don't know you're free to let it go. 'Cause even when it rains outside, there is light. And even when you cry all night, you're alright. Even when you lose your way, you'll get through. You'll get through. There is someone watching over you. Say you've been hurt before, you're afraid that you'll never love again. And why should you take a chance just to fall? But you'd rather